What's going on, everybody? Today I want to dive into one of my favorite adventure hubs in Utah, and that is Moab. Moab is home to Arches National Park, Canyonlands National Park, and Dead Horse State Park, but this town and surrounding area has so much more to offer than these busy parks. There are an endless amount of things to see, hikes to do, and adventures to be had. I have a handful of travel guides on my channel, including a top 10 for each of these parks and other areas of Utah, and I also have a predecessor to this video, which is a top 10 places to visit in Moab inside the parks. But today I want to focus on all of the beautiful places outside of any of the parks and give you my top 10 places in Moab that are outside of these parks. So let's dive right in. First up is going to be the Potash Ponds and the Shafer Canyon Drive. The Potash Ponds are man-made evaporation ponds used in the production of potash, a valuable mineral used in fertilizers and other industrial applications. There are a handful of companies that operate in Utah at evaporation ponds because the geological landscapes in some of Utah's remote areas are perfect for it. However, from a photographer's standpoint, these ponds are breathtaking. The first time I saw the Potash Ponds, I thought they weren't real because it just looks like a mirage. The ponds are located geographically just east of Dead Horse State Park. There are mainly going to be two ways to see the ponds. One of them is actually going to be from Dead Horse State Park, but the other way is going to be by driving the Shafer Canyon Trail, which connects Moab to Canyonlands National Park. Although most of the drive is outside of the national park boundary, the route passes just a few feet from the Potash Ponds, making this an awesome addition to the already beautiful Canyon Drive. Shafer Canyon Drive offers breathtaking views of the surrounding red rock canyons and mesas. The road is steep and winding, which offers a thrilling and adventurous experience for those who love scenic drives, and it is a fun off-road outing. It's considered one of the most scenic drives in the United States. It is important to note that the road is not recommended for large vehicles or RVs, as it is narrow and steep in many places. I've never actually completed the entire drive because I've never had a car able to, but I have been able to safely drive pretty far in my Toyota Corolla, starting from the Moab side, not the national park side. Either way, this drive and the Potash Ponds are something you should definitely check out. At number 2, we're going to have Castle Valley. The valley is home to a number of iconic rock formations, including Castle Tower, a tall and narrow tower that rises above the surrounding landscape. This tower is considered one of the most recognizable and photogenic landmarks in the area and is a popular destination for photographers, rock climbers, and outdoor enthusiasts. Castle Tower is my personal favorite place inside of the valley. It's incredible and one of the coolest things to photograph and use as a subject against the rest of the valley. Castle Tower is also a popular climbing destination with challenging sandstone routes for climbers and stunning views from the top, and in addition to climbing, the visitors to Castle Valley can also enjoy hiking and exploring the surrounding landscape, which is dotted with other unique rock formations and canyons in every direction. Next up is going to be Corona Arch, a distinctive and photogenic sandstone arch located near Moab, Utah. The arch is approximately 140 feet wide and 120 feet tall, making it one of the largest arches in the region. Aside from the national parks, Corona Arch is probably the most notable arch in the greater Moab area. It's one of my favorites, and the hike is really fun and relatively short. It's just a 2.5 mile round trip hike with 482 feet of elevation gain. I'd consider it just a moderately difficult hike. It will take you through the scenic desert terrain and over a small creek before reaching the base of the arch. From there, you can admire the arch, take in the views of the surrounding landscape, and sit down and have a nice snack and just enjoy the view. There are some steep and rocky sections, but it is a well-marked and well-maintained trail, making it a popular destination for families and visitors of all ages. Even the one section where there is a short ladder, it is very easy and it's not too tall. While you're doing this hike, just before you get to Corona Arch, you do also get to see Bowtie Arch, so that is a nice addition. So you get to see two different arches on this one hike. Next up is going to be Jug Handle Arch. Jug Handle Arch is a distinctive and unique sandstone arch located just a few miles after the trailhead for Corona Arch. It gets its name from its distinctive shape, which resembles the handle of a jug. It's also considered one of the most unique arches in the region and is a popular destination for tourists and outdoor enthusiasts, especially because it is literally on the side of the road, so it is very accessible for anyone to see, and you only need about 15 minutes here to enjoy it and take some photos. You can hike from the Jug Handle Arch trailhead, it, but if you're just looking to see the arch, you can just park on the side of the road right in front of it. Jug Handle Arch is right against one of the canyon walls, and it is surrounded by canyons in both directions, and you do have the river running right between the canyon walls, and it is just an amazing landscape to admire and make a stop at while you're visiting Moab. Next up is going to be Fisher Towers, which is a distinctive and iconic handful of rock formations located near Moab. The towers are just a 35-minute drive from Moab, and the entire drive getting there is so beautiful. The towers rise right out of the beautiful landscapes, giving you amazing views of the desert and the canyons behind it. There are hikes here, a ton of rock climbing, and just the drive getting there is beautiful and scenic. If you'd like to hike Fisher Towers, there is a 2.5-mile round-trip hike starting from the Fisher Towers trailhead, where there is also camping, so that is awesome. The trail is very well marked and well maintained, making it a great destination for families and all sorts of visitors. Photographing the Fisher Towers was incredible. It's one of the coolest things I've seen in Moab, and I didn't actually go to the Fisher Towers until my most recent trip. Once you visit the Fisher Towers, I would recommend driving just a little bit further down the road, around 10 to 20 minutes, and you get to see Dewey Bridge, which is a historic steel truss bridge located right off the side of the road that will get you to Fisher Towers. It was built in 1916, and it was once a major crossing over the Colorado River connecting Moab and the La Salle Mountains, but today Dewey Bridge serves as a popular spot for fishing, picnicking, and hiking. Next up is going to be Marlboro Point, which is a scenic viewpoint located near Moab. It offers panoramic views of the surrounding desert landscape, including the La Salle Mountains to the southeast and the Moab Rim to the west. It's a popular destination for anyone looking to get off the beaten path and admire some beautiful views that you don't typically see in Moab. Marlboro Point is the only place on this list that I have not actually been to. You do need a vehicle with four-wheel drive to access this point, so I have never been able to make this no matter how many times I have tried. I have even considered hiking the entire road, but I could not find any parking. The road to get all the way out to the point is just off of the road that takes you to Dead Horse State Park, and I could not find any parking on the side of this road to where I could go and hike this, and I didn't want to park illegally or anything like that. So all of the footage that you are currently watching is from my friend Matthew. He has been out here and he has some incredible footage from while he was visiting. This is Matthew. He's awesome, and you should go check out his Instagram, and you should also go check out his YouTube. And this is his really awesome dog, Noah. So thank you, Matthew, for letting me use this footage. It is incredible, and you guys should all go check out his stuff. He has some incredible photography that you should definitely go and check out and give him a follow. Next up is going to be Crystal Geyser, which is a unique and rare geothermal feature located near Green River, Utah. It is one of only a few geysers in the world that is not fed by a hot spring, but instead erupts due to a buildup of carbon dioxide in its underground reservoirs. The geyser erupts at regular intervals, shooting water up to 60 feet in the air, and it's a popular destination for anyone looking to see something unique in the Moab area. If you're visiting Crystal Geyser, you can observe it from a viewing platform located nearby just by the parking, walk around, and enjoy the beautiful views of on top of the river. Crystal Geyser is more so in Green River than it is from Moab, so it is a 1-hour drive. You have to drive all the way back up to I-70, go just west a few miles down I-70, and then you're going to turn off onto a dirt road taking you straight to the geyser, so this is not a hike, it's just a quick stop. The road is totally fine though. I made it no problems in my Corolla, so any car can make it. And if you're driving from Salt Lake City or Denver, you're going to be on I-70 anyways, so while this is 1 hour from Moab, it is not that far of a detour if you're already driving on I-70. Next up is going to be Wilson Arch, which is another beautiful sandstone arch located just south of Moab. It's one of the largest freestanding arches in the world, spanning over 91 feet and reaching a height of over 48 feet. Wilson Arch is just a 28-minute drive south of Moab, and it is on the way to the Needles district of Canyonlands. So if you're going to visit that area of Canyonlands National Park, this is the perfect stop because it's right on the side of the road. If you don't want to hike and you just want to stop and see the arch, you can see it right from the parking lot and have beautiful views of it. But if you would like to hike right up to the arch, you can go right below it. It's less than a mile hike round trip. It's just a short and steep hike up to the arch, and the trail is very well defined. You'll almost always find a ton of other people here, but it is a really beautiful and easy stop. Next up is going to be Hole in the Rock, which is a unique natural feature located south of Moab, close to Wilson Arch. It's a large hole that has been carved into the sandstone by wind and water erosion. It's an awesome roadside attraction that Albert Christensen began creating in 1940, and then they moved in 1952, and then the site was opened to the public after Albert's death in 1957. If you'd like to go inside of Hole in the Rock, it is $6 for adults, $3.50 for children. They do not allow filming inside of Hole in the Rock, so I don't have any footage from inside. If you don't feel like going inside Hole in the Rock, it is still an awesome roadside stop. There's an exotic zoo featuring camels, Watusi, albino raccoon, and it is the largest collection of Lyle Nichols metal and art sculptures, and a handful of things that are just unusual time era pieces. There's also a trading post there where you can get locally made Native American pottery, jewelry, dream catchers, and unique gifts to take home. Next up is going to be the Sal Scenic Drive, and this drive winds its way through the stunning La Salle Mountains. This is an awesome drive for anyone looking to see a ton of beautiful things without much effort. The tallest mountain in the La Salle mountain range is Mount Peel, which stands at 12,721 feet above sea level. It's a very unique thing that there's a mountain range right next to this Red Rock Desert area. You can go hiking in these mountains or backcountry skiing, making it an awesome place for adventure, but the drive is really amazing because you get to see these mountains from so many different vantage points. The road is very well maintained, and if you're going to do the entire thing, it's going to be 103 miles. So you're going to start in Moab, drive south about 20 miles, and then you're going to turn onto Route 46, and then you're going to drive all the way around the La Salle Mountains, where you're going to be circumnavigating the mountain range and getting all sorts of awesome views, and then you're going to come out in Castle Valley, and then you're going to drive through Castle Valley, and then you're going to be driving back on Route 128 through the canyon back to Moab. This is a beautiful, beautiful drive that I couldn't recommend enough. And I'm gonna add one more quick stop. So this is going to be a bonus one. So at number 11, we have the Moab Sandhill, which is a large sand dune located just about a mile north of Moab, around the entrance to Arches National Park. This is really just a quick and easy stop, and it's probably best for families with kids because the kids will love to run up this very steep and short sand dune. And then if you do have a snowboard or a sandboard or something like that, or even a sled, you can ride down the sand hill. So this is a great spot to take the kids, and a very fun, easy stop that's just off the side of the road. Alright guys, that is going to wrap up my top 10 places to visit in Moab outside of the parks. I hope you enjoyed this, and if you haven't already, please check out my top 10 places to visit in Moab inside the parks, and it would mean the world to me if you could give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. But otherwise guys, I will see you later, and thank you so much for watching.